Greetings everyone and welcome to another video on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Today we have the original trilogy Falcon's kit was revealed. The post for it is not up. It's been 4 hours since the first videos went out, so at this point I have just written down the kit, listening to a couple videos to double check. So, what does this ship mean? I wish I had something cool to show. Well, I'll show you what it means. Here's all the ships you're gonna need from now on. Rebels, that's right. It is the era of the Rebels again. This ship is designed to make Rebels an unstoppable, assisting, critting monster of a faction. Home 1 will be the new best capital ship. Yeah, no, definitely. There's just too much synergy to use Thrawn. I am sorry, Thrawn, but you have been relegated to defense on Grand Arena and Territory Wars. So yeah, Thrawn's out, Akbar is in, Rebels are in. Why, you ask? Because this ship is just so damn good for Rebels. I'm going to read off the kit right now, and then I'm going to tell you guys what I think a really good comp will be for this kit. I will have to double check a couple of things because I haven't looked at Bitsin and Cassian, but I think they might be useful. So, the Falcon's kit. The basic attack. Attack and call a rebel ally to assist. This is all final text, or all abridged final text. 100% chance a rebel will assist, afflict target lock on a crit, and if the ally capital ship is rebel, so Akbar, dispel buffs on target enemy. That's big. That's the doom of Houndstooth. That's gonna hit, that's gonna assist, and then that's gonna dispel any protection up or taunts. That is just probably one of the most powerful basics as far as utility goes in the game. And you're guaranteed to call in an assist, so if anyone has some assist synergy, and I'll point out who does in a minute, that's gonna be big. That's gonna be really big. This is just absolutely gonna crap all over things like Houndstooth, like Wedge Antilles. It's bad. Protection up, gone. Alright, the first special, this will be the one that is tied to the level and gear requirements of Han Solo Raid. Dispel all debuffs, recover 50% health and protection, gain the outmaneuver unique buff, and then gain 35% turn meter per rebel ally or empire enemy. So more than likely you're going to get a fresh turn right after this. Outmaneuver, you cannot be targeted and you get 25% extra evasion. In short, become really hard to hit. Yeah, that's big. So this will probably be like the first move you'll want to do right away. Just immediately can't be targeted, so even if no one else has taunt, you're not going to get shot down immediately. It can be really helpful since this is a legendary ship and most of us are going to be running it at 5 stars. Cannot be targeted, extra evasion, so even AoE abilities like, say, Ghost hitting you with that full-powered, whatever it's called, that might miss. Boba Fett's AoE might miss. Both of his might miss. I mean, I already evade the crap out of his special one anyway, so yeah. Really hard to hit, really hard to kill. Take another turn immediately. No debuffs, so if someone hits you with anything but ability block at the beginning, you're pretty much good. So goodbye target buff, or goodbye target lock, goodbye breached, goodbye all that stuff. 50% health and protection recovery, like, damn. Practically back to full. Yeah, and the turn meter, so you're going again. Chewie's passive. So this one will be tied to Chewbacca, the legendary character. It's an AoE attack, and it deals 25% damage, or 25% additional damage per dark side and Empire enemy, and allies gain defense penetration up for 2 turns. So, Empire is going to get screwed doubly because for each one of them is 50% bonus. So, TIE Advanced, TIE Fighter, that's kind of it for the Empire ones. TIE Reaper, all of them just utterly gonna get annihilated. The Bounty Hunters, not as bad annihilated, but annihilated still. Kylo Ren even, the First Order, they're even kind of damaged on this. This ship is just anti-everybody, and based on the footage that was accompanying in the videos, that was made by the devs, so we don't know exactly how it's gonna handle IRL, but just from that, it's gonna be a massacre. They're gonna wreck people, and this ship's not light, or the ship's got some pretty good health protection to begin with, plus 2 characters who most people will have at Gear 12 by the time they have this ship. I'm working on it. And then it's passive. 10% critical chance for everybody, doubled for Rebel allies, so everyone gets a 20% extra critical chance. 50% chance to assist whenever a Rebel uses an ability. Hint, ability, not basics. That would get out of hand fast. And when an ally reinforces, grant them accuracy up for 2 turns. If it's a Rebel, also grant them crit damage up for 2 turns. And then this one is huge. If a Rebel ally gets 3 different debuffs on them, so like say target lock, breach, and a dot from Vader, dispel all the debuffs on that ally. That's huge. An automatic passive dispel for stacking too many debuffs. Now you suddenly got to think about it. It's like, oh shoot, do I want to suddenly just stack all these debuffs? No, you do not. What is it? Vader's special, Ghost, Phantoms things. Gotta be careful now. This is a little bit like that particular one's actually a bit more to like help with Rebel versus Rebel teams. Again, this is all final text, so I don't know where this is going to stand on the scale of like, okay, you need rank 5 of this ability or rank 7. I don't know where it's going to stand, but at full power, this ship is just anti-everybody, even itself a little bit. All right, and its last thing, it's reinforcement. I do remember the name of this one. It's Yahoo! Calling back to that moment where Han and Chewie save Luke in the Death Star trench run. Oh, dude, what if that's the event? I mean, that would be a little weird, the bounty hunters being there, but that would actually be kind of cool. Like, if we were fighting in the Death Star trench with no capital ships or something, that would be really cool. Not what's going to happen, though. So, Yahoo, all allies gain foresight, all rebels assist. So, whoever you're targeting is going to get hit by all your rebels. Reduce capital ship cooldowns by 1, except for call reinforcements. So this is kind of like the opposite of Phantom 2's final level on reinforcement. Reduce cooldown of call reinforcements by 1. So it does everything but that. But if, let's say, you called in Phantom before this, if for some reason you were reinforcing with Falcon, which I don't think is a good idea personally. So, yeah, reduce all your cooldowns, get Akbar's abilities going faster, just hit him. Hit him. This ship just doesn't synergize as well with Thrawn, so I think we are finally seeing the end of the Thrawn dominance. Executrix is definitely out, and I don't know if the capital ship's going to count for the Chewbacca AoE or not. That's actually something I've been thinking about. So, question is, who do you send with Han? And this is going to be my proposed just kind of starting lineup. Now, real quick, I want to look at Cassian and Bitson's U-Wings, because these are the 2 rebel ships I'm really not familiar with. 30% counter chance, active, all have critical avoidance, defend, and gain when attacked by. Okay, that's actually real nice. So, okay, Cassian might be in. I know he's got specials. He's got assists, which is a big thing. He's got a lot of specials, so Cassian is definitely one for potential reinforcements. What's his reinforcement? Inflict offense down and dispel all buffs. Okay, yeah, Cassian's in. Bitson, I'm not as familiar with this one. Inflict target lock, which can't gain stealth, blah, blah, blah. Alright, crew power. Active and hours goes to finish blow, gain 10% turn meter. Yeah, okay, so not so much him, but Cassian is going to be one. Okay, so yeah, this is my ideal for your starting group. So I think you should start with Han Solo, Houndstooth, and Wedge Antilles. Why Wedge Antilles, you're probably wondering. The reasoning, this. Laid the way. Wedge Antilles gains 25% turn meter whenever it attacks out of turn. Wedge Antilles' X-Wing has plus 15 speed and plus 15% critical chance for each enemy that is buffed. Now that second part's going to get a little bit countered by Han dispelling on his basic, but Wedge gains huge amounts of turn meter when he attacks out of turn. Whereas Wedge also has... where is it? He's got something where he's got extra... Right, he deals dots... And he deals extra 2 damage over time. So this is the same basic concept of Vader's basic, except instead of on target lock, it's on a crit. Han's giving an extra 20% critical chance. You can mod Wedge to have just a ton of crit by default. Now, when Wedge comes in, he does buff immunity and healing immunity on one target, so he's not as great for bringing in. So I think he should be one of the starters to have. Houndstooth is still a pretty damn good tank. Even if the Falcon itself is going to counter it, Houndstooth is still a meaty ship. The reason I'm choosing it over, say, Biggs or Wedge is the fact that it's just going to be hard to counter it. Especially if it can still land Breach, even if it's getting dispelled time and time again, it will regain Taunt. So I think Houndstooth will still be one of the best ships to have. Wedge's benefits are all right off the bat available, so I think you want to have him out there immediately. So I've got to get Wedge powered up once I get the ship, but I think he's going to be a really powerful character to have. Have Phantom, Ghost, and Cassian's U-Wing if you've only got a 6-star home one ready to come in. So that way each of them has some pretty potent stuff, especially Phantom 2, because that can bring Ghost in right after it. Ghost has a pretty nice target lock and critical chance down on everybody, so just, again, pounding up on the debuffs. This is kind of what I was saying about the passive kind of countering the Rebels, is the Rebels really like to debuff the Empire. Like, a lot of Rebel abilities deal bonuses against Empire, but at the same time, it still will debuff, like, especially the Ghost and Phantom combo. You're real prone to getting up to 3 buffs, so you got to be real careful with those abilities. And I don't know if the AI would have the wits to not accidentally go to 3 debuffs, if they might focus instead on just, oh yeah, throw out all these debuffs. Well, suddenly it's all dispelled, and you just wasted your turn meter. So yeah, I think having them in, Cassian's U-Wing, it's not as much of a popular ship, that's for sure. What's your reinforcement? Dispel all buffs, inflict offense down and defense down. Again, so if you accidentally popped this on a target lock character, it would get dispelled. I still think this is a good ship to have, though. It's got a lot of synergy, assists, target lock, just really, really good to have. Rebels are going to be dominating. There's just no question about it. The other... I want to switch to just light side ships real quick, because I do want to look at a couple of the other tanks that are not active right now. Because right now the meta is, as far as tanks go, it's Biggs, it's Houndstooth, and it's Slave 1. Those are the big ones. Now, Clone Sergeant I don't think will be too big, but Umbran Starfighter, which is 5s, I think. Is this 5s or Rex? This is 5s, yeah, so 5s. And this one can still be a pretty, like, annoying tank to deal with. Usually one of the things of the current meta is you've got Thrawn, who can just wipe out a really high health tank and then turn that into an AoE attack. So with Thrawn being out of the picture, some of these really beefy tanks, once again, will be harder to beat. Again, that's why I still say Houndstooth is viable, because Houndstooth, Houndstooth is still meaty. As long as it's not Falcon attacking it, it's still going to pick up its buffs from extra protection. And again, once it's 7-starred and once Bosca's 7-starred and Gear 12, it's a really, really meaty ship. So definitely a ship to still consider for the viable meta. Otherwise, I'd say most dark side ships are probably SOL. Like, if we go over them right now, let's just look. Slave 1 might still be useful, but all those buffs it gets when it comes in, let's say it accidentally attacks the Falcon, or it attacks someone who's got Retribution, Falcon shoots back, boom, all his show-up buffs are done. That's my current counter to Slave 1, is if he gets reinforcements first and he comes in, I just bring in Ashoka Tano and take 5 buffs off of him and give her double health pool. So that is unfortunate for Slave 1. Houndstooth, as I've said, is still kind of viable. IG and Xanadu, I don't see them really holding up too well. Again, they're Bounty Hunter, not Empire, so we'll see. Maybe the 4 Bounty Hunters in Thrawn, or, I don't know, for some weird reason, the Endurance, or if we get another capital ship, maybe they can fight this meta, but Empire's out. Vader, TIE Fighter, TIE Reaper, they're Gauntlet Starfighter, they're done. There is no way they're going to hold up to this. The Geonosians are even in trouble since, again, powering up for every dark side. We're definitely looking at a year of, I think we're in for some light side metas overall, except for maybe there is the small chance Darth Revan, whenever he comes out, might bring a ship with him. If he has a ship with him, they'll switch the meta to be in favor of that. Because just he's going to be a giant paywall, I know it. I'm only just now getting to farming to regular Revan stuff, and we still can't even farm Fallen Bastila yet. But when these characters happen, it's going to be big. But for now, I'm getting ahead of myself. These are my speculations on the new meta with Millennium Falcon. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love chatting with you guys about this kind of stuff, seeing the different opinions, the different spots you all are at. I'm coming up on the 2 million guild or galactic power mark, so that is exciting. I'm gonna hopefully have all these guys 5 stars. I got actually stupid lucky with the in the packs. I did one of these and I got 15 shards for IG 2000, so I got really lucky. I wouldn't recommend doing this in mass if you're not. I just had enough crystals where I felt comfortable and safe enough to do it. I still think I'll be able to farm it enough because I'm farm all 4 bounty hunter ships because 2 of them are ready, and then IG 2000 is halfway there, and then Xanadu Blood will be kind of the clutch one because of it's a 20 energy hard node farm, so it's expensive to do it. I can't just blitz it 3 times in a row like I can with IG 2000. So those are my thoughts on Han. I will show you guys my playthroughs of the event when it comes live. I will not do any of it. I will do all 5 or the first 5 star tiers, the first 5 starred tiers, and show you guys the event. I don't think I'll have a shot at 6 star, and I certainly won't have a shot at 7 star. I don't have a 7 star leader yet. What do you call it? Is coming up. Home 1 is coming up, and this is usually accompanied by a pack. So that pack usually is 10 to 100 shards. So I'll be at 90 shards after defeating this. So there is a real chance I might try and save up the crystals to buy that pack. I don't know. It'll depend, but I don't know. This is the dolphin in me. It's like, okay, if I just need like $5 worth of crystals for something, I will weigh the pros and cons of it. But yeah, like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. YouTube be on their bullshit. Thank you for that quote, Flows. Yeah, so definitely want to try to do everything you can so you see the videos when they come out. I have looked into live streaming. I don't think I'm going to do much YouTube live streaming because I thought it would be cool to stream the event, but I'm not really getting my system to play nice with that, so that's probably not happening. But thank you all for watching, and farewell.